Welcome to Timeless Story Vault, a place where each night opens into a realm shaped not by memory, not by thought, but by the quiet rhythm of your breath and the soft attention of your dreaming mind. Tonight, you step into a world where the cosmos lowers its voice, where starlight folds itself into gentle pathways, where gravity loosens and time becomes a slow, drifting echo instead of a command. Tonight, you enter the corridor of sleeping stars. Breathe slowly in and softly out, allowing the air to move through you like the tide of a distant, peaceful sea. The world behind you fades with each exhale. The errands, the plans, the questions, the noise, all dissolving like dust sliding off glass. In the dim space behind your eyes, a faint shimmer appears. It is barely a glimmer, barely a breath of light, but it is steady and patient, waiting for you to notice. It brightens just slightly, and with every slow inhale, the shimmer spreads like dawn, rising across a horizon made entirely of night. The darkness parts, and you find yourself standing at the edge of a vast field. But the ground beneath you is not earth, not stone, not sand. It is something softer, something weightless, something alive. Thousands of tiny lights hover just above the surface, each one glowing with a gentle silver pulse, like a breath drawn slowly inward and exhaled even more slowly. They are sleeping stars, blanketing the field like a quiet galaxy laid to rest. Above you, the sky is a deep velvet void. Not a single constellation, not a single pinprick of light, because all the stars that once lived there have drifted down to rest at your feet. You take a step. One star brightens beneath you, recognizing you, greeting you as though whispering, "I have been waiting." The air is cool and crisp, with the scent of untouched night and something faintly sweet, like the breath of winter without its bite. You walk farther, and the stars near your feet begin to rise, not abruptly, not urgently, but gracefully, like petals lifted by a wind that does not stir the air. They float upward in soft spirals, gathering themselves into two slow rivers of light that rise on either side of you. They form the outline of a corridor, smooth and curved, alive with muted glow, a pathway shaped not by walls, but by intention, by starlight, by ancient celestial rest. The path beneath you brightens and threads itself together from countless drifting sparks, weaving a luminous trail that stretches forward into a horizon that is not a horizon at all, but a soft opening into infinite calm. You begin to walk. Each step sends a ripple of quiet brightness through the path, and each ripple fades slowly and patiently, like a sigh drifting through light. The stars pulse in harmony with your breath. As you inhale, a soft glow expands. As you exhale, the corridor settles. You feel something unclench within you, a slow unwinding, a melting of everything tight, everything tense, everything once heavy. The hum reaches you next, a warm vibration deep in the corridor, felt more in your chest than in your ears. It is a sound like ancient stone resonating with starlight, like a lullaby sung in a voice older than the sky. It does not ask you to listen. It simply surrounds you as though the universe is humming softly to itself, and you happen to be close enough to hear. You walk deeper, and small clusters of stars float across your path, drifting like celestial birds gliding on currents of invisible night. Some pause near you, hovering in gentle pulses, as if curious. Others drift away, dissolving into the darkness like dreams slipping below waking thought. The corridor widens, and a circular chamber forms, woven from slowly orbiting stars glowing in shades of blue, gold, and faint lavender. Hovering in the center is a single monumental star, a sleeping giant. Its surface shifts with slow-moving color, currents of pale rose and deep violet folding into one another like cosmic tides changing their minds. You step closer. Its warmth meets you before the light does, a soft exhale of heat. Not hot, but comforting, like standing near a hearth of light instead of flame. You look into its surface and see movement. Not clear scenes, not fully formed stories, but impressions, floating shapes like islands suspended in endless dusk, oceans that ripple downward instead of outward, stairways carved from drifting nebulae, and creatures of light moving slowly as though swimming through the dream of a star. The giant star seems to breathe. Its light expands, and you feel your chest lift in quiet response. It contracts, and your exhale follows naturally. Your rhythm and its rhythm become one. Something heavy inside you loosens further, like a knot untying itself simply by being witnessed in this soft glow. You step back, not from fear, but from deep calm. A calm that invites you to continue forward into deeper quiet. You return to the luminous trail. The corridor narrows again, like a river entering a canyon of light. The stars cluster closer, pulsing with low warmth that brushes softly against your arms, your face, and even your thoughts. The ground beneath you shifts gradually, its texture becoming smoother and cooler, like walking on moonlit crystal carved by centuries of gentle cosmic wind. Your steps slow, not because you decide to slow them, but because your body no longer feels any need to move quickly. The path curves to the left and reveals a bridge woven entirely from constellations, a breathtaking span connecting nothing to everything, suspended over a sea of luminous mist that moves with the rhythm of something dreaming. You step onto the bridge. It welcomes your weight with a subtle glow, as though acknowledging your presence and quietly telling you that you are exactly where you are meant to be. Each step you take leaves a small imprint of pearly light, a footprint that lingers before fading back into the living weave of the bridge. Below, the mist shifts and swirls, revealing shapes, glimmering rivers flowing upward, starlit forests with branches made of crystal, and mountains that rearrange themselves as though sculpted by thought instead of time. You pause, and the bridge hums beneath you, a deep tone that vibrates softly into your legs, into your chest, into your breath. It feels like reassurance. It feels like rest. You walk on, feeling lighter and softer, as though each step undoes another thread of tension woven into you. The bridge slopes downward and delivers you into a forest of enormous stars, celestial giants hovering silently, their light warm and mellow, like lanterns guiding weary travelers home. You walk between them, each one pulsing with deep, ancient dreams. Some glow in steady breaths. Others flicker in slow patterns that seem meaningful in ways your waking mind cannot quite interpret. But your dreaming mind understands perfectly. You inhale, and the forest brightens. You exhale, and it sighs softly into deeper darkness. The path leads you out of the star forest and into a valley filled with glowing mist. The mist curls around your feet, cool and silk-like, rising in soft ribbons that wrap gently around your legs, as though greeting you with soft hands made of cloud. It carries no chill, no bite, only comfort and weightlessness. You step further. The mist parts, opening into a pool of shimmering air where the world seems to breathe slower and quieter, as though time itself is beginning to fall asleep. Your breath naturally matches the rhythm here. You inhale, and the mist around your body brightens. You exhale, and everything softens again. Thoughts drift away like tiny feathers lost in a gentle wind. You walk deeper into the valley, and a river of light appears ahead of you, a slow-moving current of drifting starlight, each spark floating forward at the pace of a sigh. You step into the river. It lifts you and supports your weight with absolute ease, as though the universe has cupped its hands beneath you and is saying softly, "Rest now. Let me carry you." You float forward through warm, glowing quiet. The stars around you dim even further, their pulses lengthening into slow heartbeats of silent light. The current drifts and drifts and drifts, carrying you toward the deepest chamber of the dream. Far ahead, you see a shift, a soft brightening in the fog, a gentle expansion of the light. The inner sanctum of the corridor is waiting. Your breath slows even more without effort. Your body grows heavier in the way that means surrender, not struggle. You drift closer and closer and closer until the glow expands into a vast open chamber made of luminous fog and sleeping starlight. You reach its threshold, you enter, and everything inside you begins to fall, beautifully, effortlessly, into rest. The moment you cross the threshold, the light changes. It does not become brighter or darker, but deeper, as though every color has slipped further inward into its own quiet truth. The chamber around you is vast, but it does not feel empty. It feels full of something gentle and alive, like a held breath that will never need to be released. The floor is not truly a floor. It is a slow-moving field of soft radiance, a glowing mist so dense it behaves like a surface. You stand upon it as easily as you would stand on polished stone, yet there is always a sense that, if you chose, you could sink into it and be carried, cradled, without end. Above you, stars hang in loose constellations, but they no longer arrange themselves into patterns you recognize. They have dropped their familiar forms. No hunters, no lions, no scales, no crowns. They drift in peaceful, asymmetrical clusters, more concerned now with resting than with being named. The air is warm, but not heavy. It is the warmth of shared quiet, of a room where everyone is safe, of a universe that, for this moment, has chosen to stop rushing outward and simply be. You take a step forward. The field of light beneath your feet responds, not with a ripple, but with a slow expansion, a gentle bloom of brightness around each footprint. You feel no resistance, no friction, only the sensation of moving through something that has already said yes. You begin to wander, not directed by any visible path, but guided instead by the pull of what feels most peaceful. To your right, a cluster of stars drifts together and lowers itself, settling close to the field like lanterns placed gently on a still pond. You walk toward them. As you draw near, the cluster separates into individual points of light, each one glowing with a slightly different tone and hue. Some are soft gold, like candlelight seen through closed eyes. Some are pale blue, like dawn reflected on ice. Some are almost colorless, so faint you feel them more than you see them. Gentle presences, quiet awarenesses resting without thought. You pause at the edge of these stars and notice something new. When you inhale, they move slightly closer. When you exhale, they drift slightly apart. On the inhale, they gather. On the exhale, they open. You realize this place has attuned itself to you, not in a demanding or grasping way, but in a simple reflection, the way a still lake mirrors the sky without effort or intention. You could stay here for a very long time, just breathing and watching the stars sway with you, but the chamber is not yet done showing you its softer miracles. You turn away and move forward again. The mist deepens underfoot, brightening slightly at the edges, as though you are walking along the spine of a cloud lit from within. Far ahead, a new shape emerges, a gentle depression in the luminous field, a bowl formed from softened light. At its center, there is a pool. It is not a pool of water, not a liquid at all, but a pool of reflection, a perfectly smooth surface of condensed radiance that mirrors anything and everything that nears it. You approach the shimmering pool. As you do, the light within it begins to shift, responding to your presence, your breath, your quiet curiosity. You look down. At first, you see only light, glowing softly like moonlight gathered into a circle. Then the light begins to arrange itself into hazy images. They are not sharp or demanding, but gentle suggestions. The shape of a path you once walked, the colors of a sky you once admired, the faint outline of a face that might be yours or someone else's. It doesn't really matter, because every image that appears is wrapped in the same softness, the same acceptance, the same message. You have come far, and it is okay to rest now. You realize that this pool does not show you what you missed, or what you should have done, or what you need to fix. It only shows you that your life has been lived, that your journey has been real, and that you are welcome to pause without earning it, without proving anything at all. You let that truth seep slowly into you, like warmth moving into cold hands. A breath rises, a breath falls. You feel yourself sinking deeper into a sense that nothing is required here, that simply being, simply breathing, is enough. The images in the pool grow softer. They do not vanish entirely, but they step back, like actors leaving the stage after the curtain has already fallen. You step away from the pool, carrying with you a quiet assurance that the past does not need you now. You turn inward, toward the heart of the chamber. As you walk, the fog grows thicker around your ankles. The light beneath you becomes more diffuse, more like glowing air than any surface at all. Soon, you are not so much walking as drifting, your steps so light they barely register as movement. The chamber around you ripples. The stars above shift their arrangement, not randomly, but with a sense of deliberate ease, as though a great hand is turning the sky to a new page. Directly ahead, something begins to form, a gentle spiral of stars and mist, turning slowly, so slowly, like a slow-motion galaxy being born just for you. At its center, a single star hangs perfectly still. It is not large or bright or dramatic, but you feel its presence with a clarity that makes everything else fade a little more into quiet. You draw closer. The spiral of starlight rotates around that central point almost imperceptibly, like the turning of a thought you can almost remember but have no need to catch. The central star glows faintly, and then, as you arrive, it responds. Its glow grows warmer, not dazzling, but intimate. Its light reaches you the way a hand might rest on your shoulder, steady, reassuring, carefully gentle. You stand in front of it. No words are exchanged, no ideas are passed, but you sense clearly that this star is not dreaming outward, but dreaming inward. It is not wandering through visions of other realms. Instead, it is drawing everything back to its center, back to the quiet point where all journeys begin and all journeys end. You feel a reflection of that begin inside you. Your awareness, which had been stretched along paths and bridges and groves of stars, begins to gather back in, slowly, gently, like a river calmly returning to its source. Your sense of self draws closer to center. You become aware of your breath again, the rise, the fall, the slight pause in between. You become aware of the weight of your body, how it feels to be held by whatever surface supports you in the waking world. But this awareness is not heavy. It is not a pullback to noise or urgency. It is a reminder that your body, too, is a kind of star, a soft center around which your lifetime has turned. The central star pulses once more, and you feel an invitation to release even this awareness, to rest not only from your actions, not only from your thoughts, but from the very effort of being awake. You allow your focus to soften, as though your mind is lowering its gaze, like eyes half closing, not out of disinterest, but out of trust. The spiral of stars around you slows almost to stillness. The chamber grows quieter, if that is even possible. The hum of the universe drops into a deeper key, a low, steady resonance that you feel more than hear. If there are any questions left inside you, they drift away now. If there is any tension left, it melts quietly, without fanfare, into the glowing floor, where it is taken up and softened by the light. You are left with something simple and pure, your breath, your heartbeat, and the soft sensation of floating in a room made entirely of gentle starlight. The central star dims slowly. It does not vanish, but steps back into the periphery of your awareness, like a nightlight you know is there even when your eyes are fully closed. You turn away from the spiral, not because you must, but because there is a deeper center still, and the chamber is subtly leading you there. You drift forward again, barely moving, carried more by intention than by effort. The mist rises now to your waist, then to your chest, cool and soft, supporting you like water that has chosen not to be wet. Each breath moves through it, sending tiny waves of brightness outward. You feel as though you are breathing not only for yourself, but on behalf of this quiet space, holding it and nurturing it, just as it holds and nurtures you. The stars above you thin as you go deeper. The sky grows simpler and more bare, until only a few gentle points of light remain. Those that remain are very soft, like distant lanterns left burning in the windows of an infinite home. You realize that you are not losing light. You are approaching the place where light rests, a place where even brightness needs no effort to shine. You are close now to the purest stillness of the corridor, the place where sleep waits for you with open hands. You move forward, and the mist ahead begins to glow with a new kind of softness. Not brighter, but more intimate, like the space between blankets and skin. You step into it, and you can almost feel the chamber embrace you completely. Here, inside the deepest part of the corridor of sleeping stars, the boundaries between you and the world around you grow very thin. Not in a way that overwhelms you, but in a way that relieves you of the need to hold your edges so tightly. You no longer feel like a separate figure moving through a place. You feel more like a note in a piece of music, a single tone inside a vast, gentle harmony. The mist supports you fully now. You could lie down inside it if you chose, and it would lift you without sinking, like the softest bed ever dreamed. You feel yourself leaning back, not necessarily with your physical body, but with your awareness, letting your focus recline and stretch out across the glowing fog. The last remaining stars above you dim to the faintest glimmer. They are still there, small and patient witnesses, but they no longer ask for your attention. They keep their watch quietly and unobtrusively, like guardians who trust completely that all is well. You breathe, and the mist seems to breathe with you. You exhale, and some subtle layer of yourself slips loose, drifting out into the chamber and dissolving into the warmth. There is no sense of loss. There is only the relief of no longer needing to keep track of every thought, every thread, every small weight you've been carrying. If you listen closely, in this point of near sleep, you may notice that the old noise is gone. The inner commentary, the lists, the rehearsed conversations, the self-questions. They are not silenced by force. They are simply no longer needed, like a pen set down after the last page is filled. What remains is simple: the slow rhythm of your breath, the soft resting weight of your body, and the feeling of being held inside a dream that wants nothing in return. You realize, somewhere in this drifting, that the corridor has done its work. The field of sleeping stars, the bridge, the grove, the valley, the pool, the spiral. They were never a puzzle to solve, never a test to pass, never a maze you could get lost in. They were simply a sequence of gentle softenings, each one loosening another thread in the fabric of your wakefulness. You have reached the place beyond scenes now, beyond imagery, beyond motion. This is the part of the journey that cannot really be walked, only surrendered to. In this space, you are allowed to let go even of the story itself. If you choose, you do not have to follow any more words. You can let them become a soft blur in the background, like the sound of a distant stream you are only half aware of as you fall asleep. You can let the images fade into pure feeling, the feeling of weightlessness, the feeling of being utterly safe, the feeling of being watched over by quiet, loving stars. You feel your breath grow shallower, not from strain, but from deep relaxation, the way breath changes when the body begins to slip beyond conscious control and into automatic, peaceful rhythm. Your limbs may feel heavier now, soft and warm, almost distant, or they may feel as though they are dissolving into the bed, the couch, the place that holds you. Whatever you feel is perfectly fine, because here there is nothing you can do wrong. You are not trying to fall asleep. You are allowing sleep to find you. You are not chasing it. You are becoming the still point it naturally gravitates to. In the deepest part of the corridor, the mist thickens just a little more, cushioning you and supporting you from every side. Your thoughts, if any still flicker, drift in as tiny sparks of light and then drift out again before they ever become full sentences. The hum of the universe, far in the distance, is now no louder than the echo of your own heartbeat. You are safe. You are held. You are deeply, deeply welcome to let go. Some part of you knows that when you finally drop fully into sleep, this place will not vanish. It will remain, a quiet chamber of starlight and fog, holding its shape around the outline of your resting self. The sleeping stars above you, below you, and all around you will continue their vigil, soft and unintrusive, until the time comes for you to rise again. But for now, nothing is rising. Everything is settling, everything is descending, like snowflakes drifting down through a windless sky. You are one of them. You are falling softly and silently, but you never hit the ground. You settle instead into the arms of this glowing chamber, into the embrace of your own deeper self, the part of you that has always known how to rest, even when your waking mind forgot. If any tension remains in your body, in your forehead, your jaw, your shoulders, your chest, your back, your hands, your legs, you do not need to hunt it down or fix it. You simply allow this chamber of sleeping stars to notice it for you. The light gathers gently around those last small knots, like warm mist gathering around cool stone, and with time, without any rush, it softens them. You do not have to help. You can let yourself forget, even as the softening happens. You are breathing. You are floating. You are fading very gently into the kind of sleep that feels like drifting outward and inward at the same time. You are both a tiny star closing its eyes and the vastness of the sky holding it. You are both the dreamer and the dream. If you listen, just at the faint edge of awareness, you might still sense the corridor far behind you now, its paths glowing faintly, its bridges still and empty, its great chamber of mist and light cradling many resting travelers. But it is no longer important to stay aware of it. The journey is complete for this night. The story has served its purpose. It has brought you to the doorstep of deep rest. And now, you may step through that door, not with effort, but with the quiet falling of a leaf, finding the surface of a calm lake. You let go and keep letting go, until there is nothing left to hold. The sleeping stars dim one last gentle degree, cool, content, at ease. The corridor settles back into its own slumber, ready to receive you again on another night, from another doorway, through another dream. For now, you sleep, you rest, you drift, weightless, inside your own soft universe. Good night. The stars will keep watch until morning. If you choose, you don't have to follow any more words. You can let them become a soft blur in the background, like the sound of a distant stream you are only half aware of. As you fall asleep, you can let the images fade into pure feeling. The feeling of weightlessness,
The feeling of being utterly safe.
the feeling of being watched over by quiet, loving stars. You feel your breath grow shallow, not from strain, but from relaxation the way breath does. When the body begins to slip, beyond conscious control, and into automatic, peaceful rhythm. Your limbs may feel heavier now, soft, warm, almost distant. Or they may feel like they are dissolving. Into the bed, the couch, the place that holds you. Whatever you feel is perfectly fine, because here, there is nothing you can do wrong. You are not trying to fall asleep. You are allowing sleep to find you. You are not chasing it. You are becoming the still point it naturally gravitates to. In the deepest part of the corridor, the mist thickens just a little more, cushioning you, supporting you from every side. Your thoughts, if any still flicker, drift in as tiny sparks of light and then drift out again, before they ever become full sentences. The hum of the universe far in the distance is now no louder than the echo of your own heartbeat. You are safe. You are held. You are deeply, deeply welcome. To let go, some part of you knows that when you finally drop fully into sleep, this place will not vanish. It will remain a quiet chamber of starlight and fog holding its shape. Around the outline of your resting self, the sleeping stars. Above or below, around you, will continue their vigil, soft and unintrusive, until the time comes for you to rise again. But for now, nothing is rising. Everything is settling. Everything is descending like snowflakes drifting down through a windless sky. You are one of them. You are falling softly, silently, but you never hit the ground. You settle instead into the arms of this glowing chamber, into the embrace of your own deeper self, the part of you that has always known how to rest even when your waking mind forgot, if any tension remains, in your body, in your forehead, your jaw, your shoulders, your chest, your back, your hands, your legs. You do not need to hunt it down. You do not need to fix it. You simply allow this chamber of sleeping stars to notice it for you. The light gathers around those last small knots like warm mist, gathering around cool stone, and with time and without rush, it softens them. You don't have to help. You can let yourself forget even as it happens. You are breathing, you are floating, you are fading very gently into the kind of sleep that feels like drifting outward and inward. At the same time, you are both a tiny star, closing its eyes and the vastness of the sky, holding it. You are both the dreamer and the dream. If you listen just at the edge of awareness, you might still sense the corridor dash, far behind you now, its paths, glowing faintly at its bridges, still and empty, its great chamber of mist and light, cradling many resting travelers. But it is no longer important to stay aware of it. The journey is complete. For this night, the story has served its purpose. It has brought you to the doorstep of deep rest, and now you may step through that door, not with effort, but with the quiet falling of a leaf, finding the surface of a calm lake. You let go and keep letting go until there is nothing left to hold. The sleeping stars dim one last degree, coolly contented at ease. The corridor settles back into its own slumber, ready to receive you again on another night, from another doorway, through another dream. For now you sleep, you rest, you drift weightless inside your own soft universe. Good night. The stars will keep watch until morning.